Let's check out what's new in the shop. So Terry's car, the 36, Mike got the speed sensor changed out today, and he got the starter. We changed the whole starter out, and that seems to solve the problem. So he's up at the Pontiac car show. Hopefully he'll come home, he'll be happy, and we'll see. We'll see how this car is in the morning. Oddly enough, it clicks in the morning, but when it's warmed up and running, it starts just fine. So usually it's the other way around, but anyway, we'll check it out. It's all good, not worried about it. What's new and exciting? Little Nova SS came in. Going to be taking out the 2-speed Power Glide and going to be putting in a 700R tranny. Yes, it's a V8 car. So, beautiful little car. So, bucket seats, console. Wow. Nice and clean. You know, it's odd. When I was a kid, oh boy, it even still has that Chevy 2 smell. So when I was a kid, this will give you an idea how old I am. Maybe some of you should write in and guess how old I am. Don't be rude now. Anyway, when I was a kid, these cars, back in the day when I got my license, now you had the 62 to 64s, and then 65 had a little bit of a different roof line if you want to be fussy. And then 66 and 7 were this design. But anyway, besides the point, 62 to 65s, I would buy them anywhere from $50 to $300. Most of them were 6 cylinders. Some were SSs, believe it or not. Turnkey running driving cars. You know, rusty floors, smoking a bit, but driving. Like, got me to work and back every day. Driving cars for $50 to $300. I remember buying a few of these in a hardtop. I only ever did own one that was an SS. I had an Acadian though, which is worth even more money because that's a Canadian model. But anyway, I remember I bought these cars. I would spend $500 to maybe $800 on a good one. Turnkey driving. Now when I say good, it had some bubbling around the fenders and that, but tires, brakes, everything worked. Again, jump in it, drove it all over. Wouldn't be afraid to jump in it and drive it from Surrey to Penticton. Just went. That's what they were worth back then. Now I'm telling you my age. Guess how old I am. Anyway, so now these cars are God. These cars are anywhere from, I see them going from 25 right up to 50, 60 grand. Isn't that crazy? But anyway, we're doing a $700 in that. He dropped off the transmission over here. There it is right there. Obviously put it in, shorten the drive shaft, different mount. I got a wire in the lockup converter, all that kind of good shit. But there she is. And the 32 frame. Mike's got the radiator all put in place. He's working on that. Kind of just mocking up all the welds. Everything is mocked up, and then blow it all apart, weld it all, then put it together. And then we'll bring us a body over here. That's right, the body's coming apparently. Probably not going to be at that point for at least a couple weeks, because to be honest, we won't be working on this car come next week. Next week, we got to take care of this and some other stuff, so this is going to have to sit for a week. Hopefully Craig's okay with that. I think he is. I think he'll be all right with that. At the end of the day, when you bring a car into my shop, the one thing I will tell you is I do paydays every second Friday. So every second Thursday I send out a bill, every Friday people pay me. When you do have a vehicle here, pretty much everybody's getting a payday every 2 weeks. We try and work on something within that period all the time, because I don't want to just bring vehicles in here to sit around and look cool and store them. So we always are working on stuff. Nothing ever sits, except for my own shit. Anyway, let's look what else is new. This is going to drag you right back to the day. Some of you are going to think, oh my God, is this ever fucking hideous and ugly? And others are going to think it's super cool. I don't mind it. So we got a 70 GTO. Oh, pretty cool, eh? Well, actually, the hood's open. We'll lift the hood. You can see in there. Oh, it's got the tack on the hood. There we go. All right. Originally, it's a black car, black on black, vinyl top. But wait till you see this. Are you seeing it? Look at that. Wow. All I can say is, wow. So anyway, yeah, somebody did that back in the day. It was been done for a long time. That isn't recent. That was done back in the day. It had these big tires on it, if I remember correctly, when I first seen it. So somebody was taking it to the strip and racing it, and they decided to flare that out to put a bigger tire under there, and you know, like I say, part of me is like, oh my God, and part of me is like, you know, That's a piece of history I'm going to be cutting off there, because we're going to be replacing quarters, ripping the vinyl top off, putting it black on black again, ripping the windows out, putting it back to how she was. But you know what's really nice about this car? The interior is like mint. Standard too, it's a stick. Interior is beautiful. But, again, doors close nice, you know? So you never know what you're going to find under the vinyl top. We'll find out when we start stripping it down, see what goes on there. Now I've been working on this well, I've been working on Gene's car over there. Gene's car, all I got left to do on his car is drop the oil pan off it. I'm going to do that next week. Started working on this truck a bit. Oh, getting some of the chrome trim on it. You know how they have the custom signs here, so I got the holes for that. You know, and you can, the holes inside there if you see them. Right there and up there for the custom emblem. Then I've been mapping out where the holes should go for the side trim. Been doing all that. I don't know if you can see the lines. You can definitely see the dots. Been doing all that. Luckily for me, I have my own truck that I've had. My dad bought in 1972 right there. And it's the full load, full deal meal package. That truck has got every single option except for air conditioning and power steering. Got the tack, got the gauges, got the posi rear end, 283, power glide, big back window. Every fucking piece of chrome you can imagine plus more on that truck. Just never had AC or power steering. Odd. Anyway, I got all the measurements for my truck to do on this truck, so that comes in handy. So I've started on that now, working away on that. And I got all the mirror holes ready to go. Dun dun dun. And then Sean, the little 50 Chevy pickup cab, boy oh boy, it is a rough little cab. Not bad, but it's a rough little cab. Anyway, he just finished off all the bodywork on the inside of the doors. They're in primer, and he's got all the bodywork on the outside of the truck done now, and he just primered all the inside. The inside is done, primed up, and the owner's going to take it back in first primer and do what he's got to do. So their next step is we're going to leave this sit for a week. A couple weeks we're going to come back, and then after a week we're going to come back to it and prime all the outside, get that done. By that time, the doors will be ready on the outside. And then basically bolt the doors on and the owner can come take it away. And he's got a truck that's in first primer. I call it rough-in. And my rough-in, like I say with Sean, is usually 75% of the way there for bodywork being done. It's that last 25%. And anyone that knows this, that's a body man or a car builder or anything, anyone that knows this is that last bit that takes even longer to get it perfect. And he wants to go black too. So when you go black, I don't know, you don't got many options. You don't say, well, it doesn't have to be perfect and cut corners, because if you do, black shows everything. And as soon as you take it out somewhere, you're going to wish that you had spent that extra 3 or 4 or 5 grand to just spend that little extra time to get it straighter, because everyone's going to be like, oh, that's nice from like 10 feet away. You can get away with stuff on other colors, but black is not forgiving at all. We all know that. So, yeah. It's Friday afternoon, done for the day, as you can tell. Locking her up, calling it a day. Goodbye, goodbye. So, I want to give a big thank you. Hang on a second here. Let me get this locked up. Oh, fucking door. There we go. So, y'all know I was looking for a scoop for my Model A. God, it's like a maze in here. I can't get a way around it. Anyway, I'm all looking for a maze for my Model A, or a maze. Jesus, I need a beer. A scoop, an air cleaner. So anyway, I had my original one here. There it is. Not the greatest, kind of pitted, but it will shine up. Got to make an adapter to make it fit my carburetor. But 2 gentlemen, not one, but 2, and I'll thank the other gentleman when his arrives, got hold of me. This one gentleman got hold of me and shows me this scoop. He's got it sitting up on his bench in his garage. He's had it forever, he said, since the 60s, I think. And he said, is that what you're looking for? And I says, yeah, that's what I'm looking for. He's probably watching this video and I'm probably getting the story wrong, and forgive me if I am. Anyway, I says, yeah. And he says, well, what's something like that worth to you? And I says, well, there's one on eBay right now, and the guy I think wanted 95 bucks or 99 bucks or something American, but he won't ship to Canada. And, you know, I don't know, I guess I could get a shipping address and go down there and get it, or have a buddy get it. But anyway, I says, I won't ship to Canada. He says, well, you know, he was like, well, how about I buy that one for you and I'll ship it to you, and you just give me the money back. And I was like, oh my God, so he did that for me. And then it was like, no, sorry, I'm getting this story all wrong here. God, I'm so confused. You two guys have got me confused. The one guy is in New York, and he says, is this what you're looking for? And I says, yes. And he says, do you want this? What's it worth to you? And I says, well, you know, I says, you know, this, like I said, one on eBay, blah, 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 same story over again. He says, well, I'll buy it and I'll ship it to you and whatever. So then after that, it's all done and over with. Another gentleman gets hold of me and says, I bought the one on eBay. And I'm like, you bought it? He says, yeah, I bought it and I'm sending it to you. And I says, really? I says, you can't do that. I says, I gotta give you something for it. He wouldn't take any money, wouldn't take nothing, and he just sent it to me. So one arrived, still waiting on one. Now I have two. So I have a spare. I have a third. So anyway, I feel so bad. I've forgotten your names right now. I apologize, guys. I've forgotten your names, but I will make sure in the next video I mention your names on Sunday Fun Day. So anyway, the one from California, the gentleman that bought the one on eBay, it showed up, and here it is. He bought this on eBay, the one I was looking at, and he shipped it to me and refuses to take any money. So if you're out there watching right now, which I know you are, I want you to tell me what size t-shirt you are. It's the least you can do is tell me what size t-shirt you are. And the other gentleman from New York, he's already shipped his off. So now with that being said, I'm going to tell you guys something. You're all going to laugh to death and say, God, quit being a hoarder. I am looking for one more. And I'll tell you why. I want to put a set on my 55 Chevy. Because my 55 Chevy is got 2 4-barrels too, or it's going to. So, hey, why not put another one on there? So if someone has got one of these, it's Cal Custom, part number 4040. It says right inside, somewhere inside here. Anyway, you'll see it somewhere. It's deep inside here. It says 4040. I'm looking for another one. Yeah. But I mean, I can't believe it. So the gentleman from New York had his. He said he had it forever sitting on a shelf. I think he said from the 60s, and that I believe it because I found an ad showing that these came out in 1968, this style. And he said he had it from, I think he said the late 60s. So maybe he's on here watching right now. Maybe he'll tell the story in the comments, and you know. But anyway, he said, hey, I'll sell it to you for the price of what the guy wants on eBay, and I so appreciate that. Like, I can't wait for it to get here. And the other gentleman just goes and buys one on eBay and sends it to me. Like, you guys are great. Here I am sitting on here all the time showing you all my stuff, saying I'm a hoarder. I won't sell nothing because I don't. And yet you want to sell me stuff or give me stuff. That's amazing. All I can tell you is anything that ever lands in my hands is well taken care of and well looked after, and I appreciate it with all my heart. It means the world to me. It winds up in what I say the coolest little hot rod shop in the Fraser Valley. You know, that's my opinion because it's my shop, it's my church, it's my home. I love it. And one day when I'm ready, when I get into my late 60s, early 70s, and I'm slowing down at building cars, and some young guy is out there and I'm watching him on YouTube and he's looking for something, I'm going to do just what you guys did. Because that's what it's all about. But for right now, I'm not ready to let go of stuff. You have to understand, because I am retired in 4 years, and a little less than 4 years now. I'm counting down, even though it's a long countdown. And I'm going to be building my own stuff. Finally using all these parts I've wanted to use. So excited. So that's it. I had my model layout yesterday. If you go on my Instagram or my Facebook, you'll see I took it out, driving it, finally driving it. There she is. Oh, you can't see it. She's sitting behind the... I keep it locked up and I put this big truck in front of it, so if anyone breaks in at night, they're not going to get it. But we have alarms and cameras and bells and whistles, and if that don't work, well, we have a baseball bat and we have a shotgun. What else can I tell you? Anyway, at the end of the day, it is always a good time at Old Time. It is Friday. Sunday fun day's coming, but Chilliwack's having a great big car show here on Sunday, so I'm probably not going to have much of a Sunday fun day. I'm going to go down there, look around at it. Couldn't be bothered to enter it because I ain't sitting on hot blacktop for 8 fucking hours, and just not for me. But I am going to take my car and cruise on by if the weather clears up. Pissing down rain now, pissing down rain tomorrow, they say, but Sunday's supposed to be 20 or 21. So we'll see what happens. I hope it all works out for hope it all works out here for Chilliwack and the car show works out. See you later.